Looking back at the gaming of 2023, a year brimming with outstanding releases across a variety of genres, one gem seems to have eluded the spotlight. Despite an abundance of competitors fighting for the coveted title of Game of the Year, one entry stood out as the unsung hero, which was overlooked by both players and critics alike. Octopath Traveler 2, despite its undeniable brilliance, failed to garner the attention it deserved. One reason might be because of Square Enix's weak marketing efforts. In a sea of popular and heavily promoted titles, Octopath Traveler 2 quietly emerges as a hidden masterpiece ready to be discovered by anyone willing to explore its rich world and immersive gameplay. As I played through this hidden gem, it became clear that its obscurity is not a reflection of its quality, but rather a monument to the challenges that even outstanding games confront in an industry saturated with high-profile releases. So let's get into the shadows of Octopath Traveler 2 and reveal why it's my personal Game of the Year for 2023, 1 year later after its release. The game takes place in the beautiful world of Solistia just like its predecessor. The main story is cleverly separated into 8 separate stories, each centered around a distinct protagonist. 5 chapters dedicated to revealing their particular journey. What differentiates these stories is their seamless integration into the large world, which allowed me to explore different parts of Solistia through the eyes of other characters. The story progresses independently with occasional overlaps in locations that cleverly avoid narrative interference. Some stories reveal unexpected fates, while others journey through catastrophic situations, creating a rich tapestry of emotions. Agnia's story stands out from the rest as it's a happy and heartwarming story, while the other stories have dark themes. The game closes nicely with an epilogue chapter that brings all 8 characters together to bring a closure to the overarching main story. I do want to highlight the first cutscene of this chapter. It's the first time in the game where we see all of the 8 protagonists interacting with one another and they end up recreating the game's cover art, which is one of my favorite gaming moments of 2023. The Trust Parts feature is a side mission which is made to address a significant complaint from the previous game in the series, which is little character interaction. Trust Parts is unlocked after certain chapters that sends a pair of travelers on collaborative missions, revealing details about their relationships and character development. The pairs are Hikari and Agnia, Oswald and Partitia, Krone and Temenos, and Ochet and Kesti. This provides a dimension to the story. Despite the game having this feature, I would have wanted to see more matching options, maybe in future installments. There's also a travel banter mechanic, which appears in any chapter of any story. This offers glimpses into character interaction and relationship development. While the conversation adds depth to the plot, the absence of voiceover substantially reduces the immersive experience. Overall, the game's narrative depth, character-driven storytelling, and unique elements like cross paths and travel banter creates an engaging and memorable gaming experience. I did mention before, but the game features a broad and interesting cast of characters, each with a specific goals that shapes their respective stories. Let's take a look at them. Hikari's story explores themes of morality and treachery, and what it means to rule a country, as he sees his former comrade in arms to end the ceaseless bloodshed in his homeland. Agnia's pursuit of hope unfolds in a story of stardom and the challenges one faces in the pursuit of dreams. Paratitia, a charismatic merchant, aspires to share prosperity across Solistia after experiencing poverty. Yes, you did heard it right. This man wants to remove poverty from the world. Oswald's quest for revenge is rooted in a tragic past, framed for the murder of his family and seeking justice through a carefully planned prison break. Rona's story takes a remarkably dark turn, delving in the shadowy world of Blacksmith's Guild and questioning the true meaning of freedom, the darkest story out of all. Terminus, a character teetering on the edge of a moral ambiguity, embarks on a murder mystery quest, challenging the very foundation of the faith in the church. Orchard's story, set during the night of the Scarlet Moon, a cataclysmic event, shows the hunter's desperate attempt to preserve her village by tracking down legendary monsters. Kesti, with a mysterious past and no memories, relies on her skills as a apothecary to navigate her enigmatic journey. While the character stories are rich and varied, the game had a better chance of storytelling when one of the characters joined the party for the first time. They simply just join, and the game doesn't even give an explanation. It's very weird. I wanted the future installments to offer a deep insight into the reasons behind each character's decision to join forces. Despite this, the game delivers a captivating ensemble of characters, each contributing to a narrative tapestry that explores kinship, freedom, revenge, hope, legends, memories, happiness, and truth. Let me start with saying that this game offers a captivating combat system that blends traditional turn-based mechanics with strategic depth. During my 98 hours of gaming, I thoroughly enjoyed the battle system, which is why Octopath is the most enjoyable game I have played in 2023. The combat is all about exploiting enemy weaknesses through physical or elemental attacks, along with a shield counter system, which creates a dynamic and engaging battles. While the predictable order of the physical and elemental attacks that is shown near the name of the enemy may seem like a missed opportunity for added challenge, but the ability to see the turn order enhances strategic planning. The inclusion of latent powers adds a layer of individuality to characters, offering unique effects that can be game changers in battles. Like Tronic can add twice in one turn, Oswald can change his normal multi-hit attacks to single target ones with higher potency. Parutitio can instantly replenish boost points, to name a few. And there's the job system, with primary and secondary jobs. Each character have their own primary jobs, and when you wander around the world you come across secondary jobs which can be assigned to any of the party members. This allows for extensive customization, promoting diverse playstyle and making combat more enjoyable. The presentation of battles is a highlight, which features top-notch animation that brings the skirmishes to life. Also, the option to speed of combat is a great addition, streamlining gameplay for those who prefer a faster pace. The other thing I like is the day-night cycle and how part actions are related to it. The variation depends on the time of day, contribute to a dynamic world where exploration is rewarded. Part actions are talents that the characters can do outside of battles which have extra effects. Hikari can learn new moves from the NPCs he challenges, and Agnia's dance will summon NPCs in battle for extra support, to name a few. Looking at the negative, the game features random encounters, which is something I personally don't like and enjoy. While I don't want my personal issues to influence how I thought about the game, but it did become an issue as you progress through the game, especially when you want to find a certain location on the map. I still remember having a difficult time completing a maze solely because of this mechanic. During battle, there is no enemy health bar until you use the Analyze skill, which is only available to mages, meaning there should be a mage in your party at all of the time if you want to check it. This can be frustrating as the only other thing which can show any sign of this is the color indicators in the enemy name. However, there were many occasions where I really enjoyed the battles while checking the indications. There is also a restriction on changing party members outside of specific places. We can only do that at taverns. It's kind of hard when you are farming for XP. This feels unnecessary and restricted, especially since the choice of doing the same thing is available from the menu after completing your chosen main character story, which for me was about 50 hours later. The level progression system, which is restricted to the chosen party of 4, might result in uneven character levels. There are times where the 4 characters that I use normally have a big gap when compared to the rest of the characters. Since the chosen main character cannot be replaced, the other 7 characters have to be replaced by one another with the 3 spots in the party. This emphasizes the need for a more inclusive experience sharing mechanic for all 8 characters. Despite these flaws, the game provides a rich and engaging gameplay experience featuring a well-crafted combat system and a world full of exploring options. With this out of the way, let me tell you the best thing about the game, which is I'm sure some of you thought it would be bosses since I didn't mention it in the last chapter. But certainly the game improves the boss combat experience to an art form, solidifying it as one of the game's strongest aspects. The developers managed to showcase the diversity and creativity in the game's boss design. The anticipation leading up to each encounter with formidable bosses is a testament to the game's ability to build tension. The bosses are represented with larger and more detailed sprites than other enemies. This creates a terrifying presence that helps to the immersive atmosphere. The animations during boss battles are impressive, adding a genuine sense of weight and severity to their most powerful moves. The meticulously crafted backgrounds of the battle scenes enhances the visual spectacle, making each confrontation a feast for their eyes. What truly sets the boss battles apart is their uniqueness and strategic complexity. Each boss requires careful consideration and planning with individual moves and gimmicks that keep the battle interesting and unpredictable. Some bosses defy expectation with moves that genuinely left me stunned. I lost count how many times I yelled at the scene, "That ain't fair," due to their actions' extreme audacity. This made me look forward to boss fights because I want to see what they will do this time. Some bosses increase shield points mid-fight or call for reinforcements, or others might even lock some of their weaknesses for a couple of turns, or they might even take more turns, which are some examples which adds layer of challenge which demands adaptability. The boss team's critical clash 1 and 2 stands out as a defining aspect of the boss battles. The track seamlessly enhances the atmosphere as I was eagerly anticipating the transition into these dynamic compositions. I wait until the team starts to start the fight. I actually wait another 30 seconds, which is the point where the violin starts playing in Critical Clash 1 because I want to get into the zone, and that's when the violin solo starts and it's just great. My favorite boss fights including Claude, the final boss of Throne's story, the dance battle with Dulcinea at the end of Agnia's story. I especially like the second phase, in which Agnia regains her resolve and dances her way through, using the song she has been creating during her adventure, A Song of Hope. And lastly, the intense confrontation with Professor Harvey at the end of Oswald's story. This fight was unique because he is clearly one of the darkest antagonists in the game, and I would argue from any game I have played recently, due to the horrible his crimes are and how petty his intentions are in comparison. The one boss that I had been looking forward to the most.
なぜだなぜだなぜだ理屈に合わん
And defeating him felt amazing. And the reason why I was looking forward to fight him, I'll reveal it later. The boss battle represents a peak of gaming experience, combining strategic depth, graphic magnificence, and unforgettable orchestral accompaniments to produce moments that remain long after the game has ended. The audio is a masterclass in enhancing the game experience with outstanding voice acting, a fascinating music, and exquisite audio design. I chose the Japanese dub, and the voice acting is just excellent, skillfully conveying emotions and nuances that pixel art alone may struggle to represent. The absence of character portraits is made up for by outstanding performances, particularly during crucial story moments. Character interactions during combat gives an extra degree of emotion, making the party members feel more connected and aware of each other's actions. Notable performances include Joji Nakata as Oswald, Kazuya Nakai as Paratier, who also voices Zoro from One Piece, and there are times I saw Zoro as Paratier. But the standout is Takehito Koyasu as Professor Harvey. The first time Harvey talked, I realized who the VA was and I had high expectations. I am happy to inform that he not only delivered on that part, but he killed it. His performance contributed significantly to the game's narrative depth as he made me hate Harvey. 'Yasuyori Nichiki, the composer, did a fantastic job with the soundtrack. The orchestral soundtrack enhances the game experience by providing two versions of each song day and night with seamless transition between them. The game has a ton of fantastic location themes. Both versions for day and night are equally amazing. The soundtrack makes exploration much more fun. Some of my favorites are the Wildlands, the Trustlands, and a sensational city night version. The character teams, each one unique and evocative, serves an important role in enhancing story events and creating unified and emotionally resonant atmosphere. I honestly can't pick what my favorite character team is because of how good each of them are. The teams represent the characters so well. I do want to highlight how the game uses leitmotifs. In the pre-boss fight cutscenes, they use leitmotif of the character's team, which adds an extra layer of storytelling finesse and intensifying the narrative impact and the lead up to the fight. Beyond voice acting and the soundtrack, the game's audio design deserves a special praise. The attention to detail is evident with subtle yet immersive sounds like the audible crunches of sand beneath the protagonist's feet or the gentle flow of stream contributing to the overall sensory experience. The game's audio aspect work together seamlessly, result in a rich and immersive audio tapestry that complements the game's visual and narrative quality. The HD 2D art style is a visual triumph, continuously surprised me with its stunning representation. The level of detail and realism achieved with this graphic style is particularly notable, leaving a lasting impression from the moment you encounter the realistic depiction of water, complete with dynamic movements influenced by the wind. The game's world is a testament to the beauty of this art style, creating natural, gorgeous landscapes that felt alive and vibrant. Though occasionally it seems like the graphic contrast is a little too strong. Each location is meticulously detailed, and the towns, especially when illuminated at night, exude a captivating charm. The day-night cycle easily toggle with a button press adds another layer of visual richness, which allows seamlessly witness the shifting shadows of clouds gliding across the ground, transforming the environment with a kaleidoscope of colors. It also excels in providing a diverse range of visually stunning dungeons from factories to shipwrecks, abandoned churches, and cemeteries. The variety in design keeps the exploration experience fresh and enthralling. The inclusion of dynamic NPC behavior contributes significantly to the immersion, with characters in the game world performing various actions like sitting or performing, adding a layer of realism to the environment. This attention to detail extends to cutscenes where the characters exhibit realistic and human-like movements enhancing the overall visual experience. However, a vignette-like effect which is seen throughout the game can occasionally pose visibility issues, especially during the epilogue chapter where it hinders the view of the characters and the surroundings. Despite this minor drawback, the visual stands as a testament to the potential and the beauty of the HD 2D art style, promising an exciting direction for future game improvements. I honestly look forward to how these graphics will improve and evolve. This has a lot of potential. Octopath Traveler 2 is a masterpiece that effortlessly combines an engaging story, superb turn-based gameplay, and visually stunning HD 2D world. The game, driven by the storylines of 8 main protagonists, dives into a complex tapestry of ideas, taking players on an immersive trip through a carefully crafted universe. The awe-inspiring orchestral soundtrack, which perfectly complements the game's emotional beats and epic battles, demonstrate the meticulous attention to detail that went into the design. It's puzzling that the game went unnoticed at major award ceremonies and wasn't even nominated for Best RPG or Best Music at the Game Awards, which I think the game deserved. Despite this oversight, the game remains a great masterpiece. From its fascinating plot to the depth of its fighting mechanics, this game exemplifies craftsmanship that ranks among the best in the industry. To those seeking an unforgettable adventure, I highly recommend Octopath Traveler 2.